Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, I've got an exclusive interview with our Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner. We had a couple minutes to talk earlier today, and I'll be playing that later on at the bottom of the hour. So stick for that. Stick around for that because that's some breaking news there that he broke about some new policies that are coming out of HUD. But there's some things that I have to get to right now. First of all, this Gainesville story. Okay, I played high school football. I don't know how to take this story. Okay, what I mean by that, I don't. Usually, when I hear a story, whatever it is, politics, relationships, whatever it is, I have an opinion. I don't know on this story where I stand. It's one of those times I'd like to hear from you. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. For those of you just joining the show, Gainesville was playing Brunswick, in Brunswick. The game was chippy the whole game. Kids talking, kids pushing, shoving, all of it. And around the third quarter, it escalated into an all-out brawl. It started with one kid from Brunswick ripping off the helmets of two other kids from Gainesville and punching one of the kids in the face from Gainesville. That's the story, correct, Mike? You know the story, right? The Brunswick kid started the fight. All-out brawl happens. You just heard the clip from news with the coach of Gainesville saying, what do you expect these kids to do? And that's where I stand. If I'm on the sidelines and I see my guy getting beat up on the field, there is no standing. Oh, the rule says you can't cross the sideline. If you agree with that, then you've never played high school sports at all. At all. It's a brotherhood. You're not going to watch your brother get beat up because you can't cross the sideline. That's crazy. Grown men don't even do that in the pros. They're willing to take a fine to defend their brother. I mean, that's just what it is. You're in the trenches together. You've been together since summertime in 90-degree weather doing up-downs. Now you're in the playoffs. And you're beating a team 42-0. And then, so yeah, I do know where I stand on this. I think the Georgia High School Sports Association failed these Gainesville kids in this decision that they made. I think they failed them. And a coach for Gainesville is absolutely right. What do you expect these kids to do? Stand on the sideline? And you're going to, I know there's some out there will say, well, that's the rule, Shelley. That's the rule, Shelley. Well, the rule is not. Also, you're not supposed to rip a kid's helmet off and punch him in the face. I don't know. I think Gainesville, shout out to that coach because you could hear the passion in his voice. You could also hear the pain in his voice. Because he's like, what do we? And then for the you know, there's some people that would say that, well, the coaches should have stopped them from running on the field. How do you stop 40 kids from running on the field? They're going to field a team on whenever Friday night, and 30 kids are suspended. So there's a bunch of kids on that sideline. You don't have a lot of coaches to keep kids from running on the field. I'm with Gainesville coach, man. Let these kids play. They didn't start the brawl, so why are you punishing them? Of course, the Brunswick kids will be suspended. They'll be banned from playoffs next year. That's next year. The seniors don't care. They're gone. The sophomores probably won't be playing. The only kids that are going to be affected by no playoffs next year are the seniors on Brunswick. But you're punishing Gainesville now for defending their friends and being involved in a brawl that they did not start. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have to formulate my opinion as I talk. And I don't think that's right. 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Another story I've got to talk about. Oh, by the way, Kash Patel is not in trouble. So there's this news story out there. This is what it says. Let me read to you. Let me read it to you. Where is it here? I have it right here. Here it is. Here's the headline. Trump weighing the ouster of Kash Patel, according to sources. Apparently, Donald Trump was having a meeting in the Oval Office with his law enforcement group, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, yada, yada, yada. And Carolyn Levitt saw this headline, and she said, Mr. President, did you see this? And they all start laughing. And the President Trump says to Kash Patel, come on, Kash, let's take a picture together so we can show him this is fake news. Completely phony story. Completely phony. Well, according to the president, a completely phony story. It's crazy. And a lot of people reported on it like it was real, and it's a fake story. Crazy how these things happen. Lastly, I want to complain about something. I told you Saturday I went to New York City, came back, all right? If you work for the city of Atlanta, if you're on the city of Atlanta City Council, okay, I need you to hear me right now, for real. Okay, I'm talking to the Department of Atlanta Parking, Department of Atlanta Transportation Parking Division. If you work in that area, please listen to me. If you're the mayor of the city of Atlanta, please, for God's sakes, listen to me. If you're on the city council, the Fulton County Commission, if you're a state rep or a state senator anywhere in the vicinity of the city of Atlanta and you have anything to do with the airport, please hear my cry. I got to the airport Saturday morning, got my ticket. It was 7:24 in the morning. I flew out, went to New York, came back. I went and got my car and pulled up to the window for the cashier at 9:32. It's $20 flat to park at the airport in economy. I don't know what the others are, but I know economy is $20. It used to be $14. I don't mind it going up. I have no problems with prices going up. But it used to be $14 and then maybe $12 and then $11 depending on the time. 1 to 3 hours, 2 to 4, to whatever. Right up to 24 hours is $14. Now it just says $20. It's a flat rate. When I gave the lady my ticket, guess what she said the total was for me? $40. $40. I said, ma'am, I'm 2 hours over. You don't prorate? She said, it's $40, sir. And I said to her, well, ma'am, let me ask you a question. What if I got here? She said, your ticket says 7:24. It's now 9:32. It's $40. Once 7:24 morning, Sunday morning happened, a whole new 24 hours is there. And I said, you don't prorate it by hour? No, it's $20, sir. And I said, what if I got here at 7:25, 1 minute after 7:24? She said the computer would have rung it up as a whole new 24 hours. If you're listening to me, do you know City of Atlanta, anybody involved with this contract that just got passed on to this new company? This is extortion. It's damn near kidnapping. Because I can't leave unless I pay you this money. And it's wrong. This is theft. There's no question about it. This new company just took over this contract, and they're thieving the people of Georgia. Literally putting a gun to our face because you can't leave until you pay, and saying, give us your money right now or you can't leave. There is no reason why any city should sign a contract with a company that if you're 1 minute over 24 hours, it's a whole new 24-hour cost at $20. That is highway robbery, and in 2025, you should be able to see that, and you should be able to, as a city, stop it in its tracks. It should be prorated do it up until 12 hours. That's fine. But a minute over, you're paying for a whole new day, and nobody sees a problem with that? 99% of the people that park at the airport live in Georgia. You're driving to the airport, you park your car, you get on a plane, and you fly out, and you come back and you go home. You're robbing your own people. It's incredible how these politicians allow this to happen. You literally take money from these people to get the contract, and then you allow these people who win the contract to rob your own voters. Someone's got to put an end to this. I don't mind paying. I'll pay $25. But if I'm an hour past the time that I got there, 24 hours, it should be prorated. Mr. Winter, is $20 for the first 24 hours, and you're 2 hours over, $22.50, whatever it is, but not a full $20. That's just robbery. And these are the little things. Let me say this. These are the little things of why we don't like the politicians and the games and the extortion and corruption and the grift and the greed. Because this is how you treat us. You hit us with these fees, then you hit me with another fee, then there's a tax and another tax and then another fee. And then you come right along every 2 to 3 years or 4 years and say, hey, I need your vote again. Please, if you're any way, shape, or form, Atlanta City Council, Atlanta Fulton County Commission, the mayor, all of you are doing good jobs. I support all of you. I endorsed half of you, most of you that won. And those that I endorsed that didn't win are in the runoff. But I need you really to step up to the plate in this contract and tell the people at the airport that won this contract recently, the partnership, to tell them, hey, look, start prorating. You can do it up to 12 hours. After 12 hours, it goes a new 24 hours. Do it 10 hours, whatever it is. But telling me 2 hours after 24, I got to pay a whole $20 again, you know that's robbery. And you wouldn't go for it if you weren't an elected official. The Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back.